咁就差唔多啦，我哋
好，
最後啦，咁就
最尾啲 cam
開始啦。好，咁我哋就開始我哋今日個記招啦。
好。OK 啦，開始㗎啦。好，嗱。
嗰個角落好多位喎，你哋逼嗰頭。
唔緊要啦 ，OK 嘅。
OK 啦。大家 set 好啦，我哋就開播。嗱，各位都已經知道，警方嘅國安處係向支聯會發出咗信件，指稱我哋係外國嘅代理人，要我哋交出大量嘅資料。咁我哋今日嘅呢個記招，都係想同大家交代返我哋嘅回應，同埋一啲後續嘅安排。我先跳咗去結論先，我哋係唔會向國安處提交任何資料嘅。國安處今次用國安法嘅43條附表5，咁樣去向支聯會同埋其他團體發出信件，係開緊一個好壞嘅先例。佢而家係隨隨便便咁樣去指控一啲民間團體係所謂嘅外國代理人，就話自己有權去查你哋嘅家宅。甚至根據鄧炳強所講，係可以無追溯期咁查到你成立為止，查到你回歸為以前嘅所有資料。大家必須留意返43條附表5係一個只適用於所謂外國代理人嘅規定。如果個團體唔係外國代理人嘅時候，係根本不能夠使用呢一條條款，而且喺使用嘅時候係必須有合理相信係同調查一啲國安法罪行相關。但我哋睇返國安處俾我哋呢封信，佢又冇擺出任何嘅理據去話支聯會係外國代理人呢，係冇㗎。佢連我哋究竟係代理緊邊個國家、邊個組織都係講唔出。我哋睇返附表5關於外國代理人嘅定義，講緊嘅係受某個國家、某個組織嘅指使，為嗰啲組織嘅利益服務。喂，你而家話我哋係外國代理人，我哋代理緊邊一個先？你總唔能夠話支聯會係代理緊除中國之外嘅全世界啩，係咪先？咁完全係一個毫無理據嘅出信啦。總之佢就叫你交晒所有同外國組織政黨嘅資料，漁翁撒網咁問嘅，其實係咁樣嘅寫法，我哋不能夠不指出佢係一個漁翁撒網式嘅問法，似乎係用一個釣魚搜證嘅方式，只要佢撈到任何同外國組織嘅聯繫，就調返轉有所謂嘅證據去話我哋係外國代理人。香港應該係一個國際城市嚟嘅，我哋所有嘅民間組織、所有嘅個人，大部分都同外國嘅朋友組織有聯繫㗎啦。 呢個係再正常不過嘅來往。如果你話同外國組織接觸，就叫做外國代理人。咁全世界都係外國代理人㗎啦。國安處咁樣嘅解讀係唔係要香港嘅公民社會變成一個閉關鎖國嘅地方，完全自閉於香港嘅境內，唔再做任何國際嘅交流呢？我哋點樣做國際城市呢？而國安需要可以用附表5嘅另外一個條件，合理地相信係偵查國家安全罪行所必要嘅。同樣地啦，喺封信度係完全冇講到你查緊啲咩案啊，你查緊啲咩罪名啊，同支聯會有任何相關啊，甚至連支聯會係咪佢哋嘅嫌疑人，其實係冇講清楚。咁呢啲咁樣嘅要求係完全違反所有自然公義嘅準則。再白啲講，佢俾出嚟嘅信息就係國安處做嘢，唔使同你解釋，唔使俾任何理據。我中意查邊個就邊個，邊個就必須要跪低聽命。咁喺支聯會嘅立場，我哋係強烈否認我哋係外國代理人。支聯會成立喺1989年嘅民主運動之中，係香港人自發成立嘅組織。我哋每年由我哋嘅成員團體民主選舉我哋嘅代表，我哋憑住香港人嘅良知，憑住我哋對自由嘅堅持，做咗32年嘅工作。支聯會嘅所有支聯會嘅歷史反映嘅，正正係香港人唔會去盲從權力，不論係本國定係他國嘅權力嘅獨立思考。我哋32年至今嘅5大綱領，釋放民運人士，平反89民運，追究屠城責任，結束一黨專政，建設民主中國，係香港人見到6四屠城呢個咁大嘅不公義之後自發嘅訴求。如果你硬要話支聯會係一個代理人嘅話，我哋代理緊嘅係人民嘅良知，唔係任何國家嘅利益。而且國安處咁樣嘅講法，如果佢係想講我哋每年6四維園10幾萬、20萬嚟到嘅市民，都係代理緊一啲外國嘅利益，咁呢個其實係對每個個人嘅自主性、獨立性嘅極大侮辱。其實都反映緊現在呢個國安時代非常錯誤嘅觀念。當權者似乎覺得民間就唔可以有獨立嘅思考、獨立嘅聲音，所有嘅立場都係一啲國家外國去操控嘅，所有嘅說法都只能夠有國家層面嘅一言堂。可能而家中國內地確實係被控制成咁樣，但係世界唔係㗎，香港唔係，人性都唔係咁樣。如果我哋仲相信香港應該係一個多元化嘅社會，有多元嘅聲音，我哋就必須抵抗呢種只有國家立場嘅邏輯。咁綜上啦，支聯會係認為國安處發出呢一封信件係一個濫權嘅行為，甚至可以話係不合法嘅行為。面對國安嘅濫權，我哋最起碼 可以做嘅係拒絕去配合、拒絕去縱容呢啲咁嘅濫權嘅行為。權力呢一隻怪獸係每一個人合作去養大嘅，但係反過嚟講，就正正係代表我哋每一個人其實都有力量去限制、去收走返呢一啲嘅權力，正如國安處冇辦法去命令我哋交出資料一樣。而呢個亦都係我哋身為常委對我哋嘅成員、對我哋嘅支持者最起碼嘅保護。而且國安處想透過逼迫公民社會嘅團體去交出大量資料，令所有公民社會網絡入邊嘅人處於恐懼之中。我哋喺呢度就清楚表達，你哋嘅恐嚇到我哋為止，我哋係唔會幫你去散播呢個恐懼。但係好現實嘅層面，嚟到呢一步，支聯會亦都必須考慮我哋未來係咪可以繼續用一個註冊公司嘅形式去運作落去嘅。自從舊年嘅6·4晚會被禁止開始，支聯會確實係面對緊越嚟越大嘅政治壓力。我哋大部分嘅常委、前常委都係官司纏身嘅狀態，好可能係喺嚟緊我哋9月、10月、11月都有今年同埋舊年6·4案嘅審訊，好可能喺嗰個之後會全部係獄嘅。而當然我哋今日嘅呢個表態，亦都唔知會唔會引起新一輪嘅逮捕或者檢控。如果我哋要繼續坐喺呢個支聯會常委嘅位置，或者有人繼續想選常委，可能都必須要面對坐監嘅準備，面對點樣喺牢獄裏邊繼續工作嘅呢個問題。當然，當局嘅施壓，除咗呢啲好硬性嘅壓力，亦都有軟性嘅壓力啦。大家可能都已經聽到好多風聲，各種中間人傳話唔解散就會有好大嘅後果。當然我哋嘅成員都會有聽到，但係正如我之前所講，我哋並不希望散播恐懼，我哋並不希望政權可以靠放風就吹冧成個公民社會。我哋都希望可以同大家可以行到幾遠就幾遠，撐住仲有嘅言論自由同埋組織嘅空間。咁喺咁嘅考慮之下，其實我哋嘅常委都經過好多次嘅商討，係冇辦法達成一個共識。最後我哋係用僅過半數嘅票，係通過將一個解散嘅議案交付會員大會去作最後嘅決定。咁我哋嘅呢個特別會員大會係定於今年嘅9月25日，即係3個禮拜之後啦，下午嘅2點，喺返呢度6·4紀念館舉行嘅。平反6·4嘅運動係香港人32年嚟嘅堅持，而結束一黨專政更加係遠遠未達成嘅使命。喺香港、喺中國，甚至係喺全球嘅華人社群之間，支聯會，我可以唔慚愧地講，都一直係象徵緊良知同抵抗嘅燈塔之一，鼓舞住無論係國內外繼續係爭取民主嘅抗爭者們。 所以我哋認為支聯會嘅存亡亦都唔應該係一個閉門嘅討論。我哋希望我哋嘅會員大眾都可以參與呢個討論。到底我哋嘅解散與否利弊何在？到底我哋點樣先至可以最好咁樣延續到支聯會嘅使命，繼續呢一場平反六四、守護真相、爭取民主嘅運動。I'll recap a bit in English. I'll try to be shorter. Right. English version. You all know that the Hong Kong Alliance have received a letter from the National Security Department, from the Police Department, National Security Unit, that they accuse us of being a foreign agent, and then relying on that accusation, demand us to hand in a wealth of information relating to our operation. I will state our position first. We will not hand in any information to the national security. We think this is a very bad precedent of the national security abusing the power by arbitrarily labeling just any civil organization as a foreign agent. They then can rely on Article 43 to demand all sorts of information, and without time limit even. The NSL was implemented last year, but they are now demanding information from 1989, from when we set up. This is absurd and an abuse of power. When you look at the letter, there's no single reason or evidence saying why they can accuse us of being a foreign agent. There's no single explanation saying what kind of so-called national security offense are they investigating that require all this information they demand of us. We think that this is obviously a fishing expedition by trying to collect all kinds of information from civil society organizations. They can then use those to construct stories, conspiracy, to put the civil society in fear by the kind of information they hold. The Alliance strongly deny that we are any foreign agent. We are an organization that was formed during the 1989 democratic movement. It is formed by the Hong Kong people within the mass movement, and our committee are democratically elected each year in our AGM. The existence and the work of the Alliance precisely reflect the independency of the Hong Kong people, their independence from thinking apart from national interest, whether it is the Chinese national interest or foreign national interest. You must say that we are agents of anything. We are the agents of the Hong Kong people's conscience, not the agent of any national interest of any country. And facing such abuse of power from the national security, the least we could do is to refuse to comply, to cooperate with such abuse. This is what we think as committee members the least we could do to protect our members and our supporters. The national security, by demanding all this information from not just us, from a number of civil society organizations, they are trying to intimidate the people who participate in the social movement. And we now clearly state that this sort of intimidation will stop at us. We will not transmit that fear through our compliance. But of course, when facing with such political pressure, the Alliance must also consider what its next step will be. Since last year, since the first time that the Tiananmen vigil in Victoria Park was banned, our members, our committee have come under increasing pressure. Most of our current and ex-committee members are being prosecuted. We will have free hearing, free trial in September, in October, and in November, by the end of which it's quite likely that vast number of our committee will be in jail. And what we do today, to be very honest, may trigger a new wave of arrest or prosecution, we don't know. So of course, we also do not wish to spread fear by suddenly announcing that we are disbanding. We think that the movement to remember June 4th, the movement to demand truth of the massacre, the movement to end one-party dictatorship is not just the movement of us 7 committee members. It should be a discussion of the Hong Kong people, of the society. As on the level of the committee, we regrettably cannot reach a consensus on whether we should put a motion to disband to the general meeting. And we narrowly passed the resolution that, okay, we should at least put that resolution up for discussion. And so we will have a special extraordinary general meeting on the 25th of September, that is 3 weeks later, at 2 p.m. in the June 4th Museum, that is here. And we wish that during this time, our members and also the public can participate in this discussion of how best, under the current political climate, to carry on this movement to seek accountability for the Tiananmen massacre and to seek to end one-party dictatorship. Okay, this is what this is all I will say, and then any question? I see a lot of hands.
中間先啦，好嘛？
想請教咧，即係其實咧，根據呢個實施細則附表5咧，即係其實如果唔交資料咧，其實都會罰錢啦，同埋就話可能會監禁嘅判決。即係其實擔唔擔心呢個情況咧？首先，咁另外咧就係其實湯家驊講過咧，即係如果覺得外國代理人呢個定義咧，即係如果其實佢覺得如果唔認同嘅話，可以司法覆核嘅，即係有冇呢個考慮？第三就係嗰個會員而家我想請問有幾多個會員咧？而家即係個會員大會可能有嗰個門檻，點樣先為止去通過啊？嗰個解散議案，同埋嗰個門檻係點樣嘅咧？
我哋不如儲埋少少問題，我驚可能都有啲重複嘅。
跟住後面藍衫嗰位。
Hi, Mr. Chow. You said you will not cooperate and submit information, but we understand that it's not just the Alliance who received the request from the NSC police. What if other member groups, unlike the Alliance, submit the information? Wouldn't that make your decision a bit moot? Secondly,
a bit what?
Moot. Like
同聽到得嘅。
no more useful. The second question is it your position that no matter you stand or not, the police would charge you for the officials have been saying like even disbandment will not mean you will not be punished for crimes. Does that affect the Alliance members' votes later this month about whether or not to disband, or is it already a foregone conclusion that because the EXCOM has already passed or tabled the resolution that it's basically a foregone conclusion?
仲有冇可能儲多1-2條先？
你先係。
啦。咁你哋有冇心理準備，即係可能在座嘅常委有機會都要面對入獄咧？咁如果係咁嘅話，即係支聯會點樣運作落去？你哋有咩打算咧？
好，跟住最後呢一位我哋就回答係小姐有一個係。
希望嘅想問翻咧，因為頭先都講到常委喺解散方面都達唔到共識，想問下最主要係邊幾方面達唔到共識咧？目前承受緊最大嘅壓力其實係啲乜嘢咧？同埋都想問翻，其實司徒華當年一手創立教協啦，咁而家佢哋解散咗啦，咁如果支聯會都解散咗，會唔會都覺得對唔住創會主席華叔，有啲咩想同佢哋講？
好咁一次過回應啦。有兩條問題都係關於擔心刑責啊入獄嘅問題。咁首先我重申我哋嘅立場係，我哋覺得係犯法嘅唔係我哋，係國安處係濫用緊附表5。咁當我哋唔係外國代理人嘅時候，我哋係冇刑責嘅喎。咁但係當然啦，佢要夾硬嚟嘅係有咁嘅風險，呢個係一個政治嘅風險，法律上我哋唔同意呢個分析。咁但係我哋當然係有考慮過呢啲咁嘅政治風險啦，亦都係會有相應嘅心理準備嘅。至於話提到司法覆核，呢個亦都係要考慮緊嘅一個選項嚟嘅，只能夠話到呢度，即係暫時未有一個最終嘅決定嘅。會員大會嘅門檻方面呢，我哋係需要係出席嘅會員嘅75%先至可以通過解散議案嘅，而我哋出席嘅會員嘅 quorum 係20個。
係咪不少於啊？
係啦。
係咪你剛剛75都唔得？
關於嗰個話達唔達到共識同埋點解嘅問題，我諗呢個真係其實我諗唔止我哋，可能好多嘅民間社會啊朋友都會好大嘅爭議，即係關於你聽到嘅風聲又好，你收到嘅恐嚇又好，你要俾幾多比重佢呢？嗰啲話你唔解散就會連累好多人啊，會拉好多人啊，你信就唔信呢？嗰啲話你必須要喺某個 deadline、某個特別嘅日子之前一定要解散嘅説話，聽幾多呢？我只能夠話有好多嘅呢啲風聲，呢個係其中一個考慮。另外一個考慮當然係運作實際操作嘅問題啦。啱啱都提到過，咁我哋有好多嘅常委係面對緊一啲檢控。好可能係嚟到11月就冇剩翻幾多個人喺出邊嘅，咁有冇辦法係喺獄中都係可以繼續呢個支聯會嘅工作呢？要係有好多嘅討論啦，好多嘅一個安排嘅。我唔可以話而家就話係零嘅可能性，我唔會咁樣講。但係確實係一個困難嚟嘅呢個。咁當然另外一啲嘅考慮就係覺得，我哋既然堅持得呢一啲嘅立場，我哋堅持得我哋嘅5大綱領。唔應該因為吹風就自己去解散啦，而亦都見到佢用呢個吹風嘅方式係成功令到好多嘅公民社會嘅力量都消散咗，令到好多嘅議員又辭職咗。咁唔想再見到呢種咁嘅狀態繼續，所以會有啲朋友覺得係唔應該僅因為一啲風聲就解散，應該係堅持到底嘅。咁所以就係呢幾種嘅意見係冇辦法有個共識嘅。咁我哋而家都係好誠實嘅同大家攤咗出嚟，咁亦都希望會員大會嘅時候，大家會有多啲嘅討論嘅。至於啱啱有啲英文嘅問題，on the English question, of course we do not know nor can we control what other groups will respond. This is only our response, and yeah, for the response of the other group, you have to ask them. But no matter what they do, we do this on our own principle, so we won't be affected by whatever the decision is. And what is this? Pay, whether it's disband or not. Yeah, of course, we see that a lot of the government officials have been saying that whether an organization disband or not, the criminal investigation will continue. Yes, of course, we have taken that into account. But as I've just discussed just now, the reason for disbanding or not disbanding does not only rely on whether ourselves can escape prosecution, but there's a lot of factors into that debate. Table.
Sorry, such as?
Sorry, because I was saying Chinese, right? Such as Of course, there's the hard thing, right? All this prosecution, all this letter, all our members already facing prosecution and very likely jail time. How can we continue to operate when most of our members are in jail? There's some practical difficulty in that. I wouldn't say it cannot be overcome, but it needs discussion and needs some arrangement. And secondly, of course, many organizations in Hong Kong nowadays have come under increasing soft pressure in the sense of people coming to you saying that, oh, if you don't do this and that, then you will suffer whatever consequences. And there's a very strong push to a lot of organizations saying that you have to disband, or else the government will use the power, the legal power, to crack down on you. So this is also one of the considerations. And yeah, well, 司徒先。係啦。
好，仲有冇其他傳媒朋友有問呢位嘅？得。關於你話華叔嗰度，咁我只能夠亦都係啦，我哋係支聯會，我哋代表唔到其他團體嘅立場。我只能夠話我哋係喺任何環境，我哋坐低喺常委呢個位，會繼續去捍衛五大綱領嘅原則同埋工作。如果會員大會係決定解散，當然只有尊重。如果會員大會決定係繼續嘅，我哋在任嘅常委都會繼續堅持呢個工作。 好，跟住後面嗰位係。
你好，嘉賓嚟繼續。想問下咧，即係頭先提到話，即係如果提交資料嗰度，如果係即係冇交到嘅話咧，其實就有個罰款機制。咁想問下，認為即係法律上公唔公平咁咧？另外頭先有指控到就係警方似乎就冇好清晰咁交代，即係佢對於你哋外國代理人嗰個指控，其實會唔會要求佢哋作進一步嘅交代咧？另外你哋即係就話自己唔係外國嘅代理人啦，可唔可以喺保障到你哋成員嘅同時，亦都向公眾作出一定嘅解釋咁樣咧？
會講多幾條先係咩？
黃生呢位係。
你好，想請教下，即係嚟緊開會員大會嗰個具體個安排係點樣？即係其實係當中已經預咗25號當日係已經會即係可能達到一個結論出嚟啦。咁如果假設真係大家決定解散嘅話，即係嚟緊嗰個程序會係點樣走？預計有啲乜嘢要去處理咧？
跟住後面灰衫嗰位。
係你好，請問依家支聯會仲有幾多資產？假如25號會員大會決定解散，有份資產會點樣處理嘅？
好，跟住黑衫呢位。
而家支聯會仲有幾多嘅會員啦，同埋即係如果25號嗰個會員大會都係未有共識嘅話咧，咁後續會點樣安排？
聽唔到，可唔可以大聲少少？
大聲少少啊，唔該。
即係交資料嗰度咧，會唔會係可以喺限期之前上發要求交？
即係 JR 啦，係咪？
想問下咧，即係就住啱啱有講，其實唔交資料嗰度常委有心理準備，係咪7名常委都有心理準備咧？即係同埋啲人驚喺25號嘅會員大會之前咧，其實警察已經會有所行動啦，可能係國安法或者其他做派你哋啦，又或者會唔會牽連到其他成員或者常委你哋咧？同埋即係睇翻個信件，會唔會覺得其實警方係可能循住呢個安協外國嘅警方勢力去，即係針對你哋去查咁樣？
好嗱。
其實都係想知道限期有冇話幾時咧？
限期幾時？OK。
即係有冇話幾多號之前交就會有其他行動？
好，又一落過啦。睇下先。關於呢個特別會員大會嘅安排啊、聯絡處理資產嗰啲嘢，咁呢啲都係按章程去走嘅啫。假設真係有一個解散決議，咁我哋都會按章程嘅資產處理，就係話要捐俾一個相同理念嘅團體嘅。咁而我哋嘅資產當然我哋又唔會可以大家好詳細咁俾下資產大家，但係好簡單講，其實主要資產就係由你哋坐喺度嘅呢一個綠色紀念館。咁其他都係好濕碎嘅嘢嚟嘅啫。
我呢個陣間補充少少，你講埋其他先。
好。關於嗰個國安法附表唔公平啊、罰款機制嗰啲問題咧，咁當然我哋係認為唔公平啦，我哋認為呢個係個惡法啦。 即係你要話人哋係外國代理人，跟住要人交資料，你起碼有個準則啊，係咪啊？有個判斷嘅機制，有個反對嘅機制啊。你話係又係㗎咯喎，而家。咁同埋另外一個問題就係點解所謂嘅外國代理人就要俾咁多嘢你咧？點解就完全冇晒緘默權咧？即係嗰個法例嘅寫法本來就係好有問題嘅一件事嚟嘅，係無啦啦就去懷疑咗所有有外國身份嘅組織同埋個人嘅。咁本來都係唔公平㗎啦，如果你咁樣要咁樣問到嘅話，咁至於支聯會點解唔係外國代理人？我覺得呢個係問題係反轉咗㗎。支聯會嘅成立嘅歷史，我哋香港人同我哋一齊走來，我哋係咩嘅性質嘅組織？我哋做嘅係咩事情？大家睇咗眼淚，冇需要特登去撩一啲外國嘅關係再嚟反駁我哋，唔係外國代理人。唔該。你話我哋係，你交出我哋嘅嗰啲嘅證據啊，同埋話先，如果25號未有共識，嗱，因為解散係一個需要高比例通過嘅一個決定嚟嘅，所謂嘅未有共識即係唔會解散啦，唔會解散我哋繼續做嘢咯，咁就好簡單嘅。咁至於最啱啱其實都講過下，我哋仲未有最終嘅決定啦，關於司法覆核。咁至於話係唔係有機會25號我哋開到大會之前就拉呢？所以都係點解我哋呢一刻都要去召開個會員大會先啦，即係趁我哋係有咁嘅風險嘅，我哋必須承認。咁趁我哋仲喺度係可以做到嘢嘅時候呢，我哋俾一個時間地點會員去聚埋先。咁我哋雙程都有嘅。假設喺一個會員大會度冇執位在場呢，會員係可以選出佢哋嘅主席去繼續進行會議嘅。咁個討論係唔會因為我哋嘅不在場就不能夠繼續嘅。至於你話牽連其他人，所以我哋就係呢個選擇，我哋認為係已經牽連最少人嘅選擇，因為你去再交出大量有其他個人資料嘅信息或者係文件咧，牽連嘅人就只會更多。睇下先，期限係幾時？其實我哋封信都公開咗㗎啦，期限係呢個9月7號嘅。
成員數目？
成員數目大概100零個左右啦，
係咯，100幾個啦，係。我諗我補充少少啦，就住嗰個解散嘅程序，即係縱使我哋常委會其實啟動咗嗰個解散嘅程序啦，即係呢個我諗對於常委嚟講係一個艱難嘅決定嚟嘅。咁我哋其實喺個過程裏面，我哋係必須會跟翻咧我哋嘅章程啦，同埋就係法例嗰個要求咧，就交付會員大會去到做一個決定。咁而喺當刻咧，其實我哋個會員大會嗰陣時咧，我哋其實都會有我哋計算完之後咧，我哋嗰個資產情況啦，去到交俾我哋嘅會員團體咧，去到決定。如果係真係先決定咗我哋係解散與否，如果個議案獲得通過咧，咁我哋嗰個資產嘅處理咧，都係會交由全體嘅會員團體咧去到決定嘅。咁呢個就係我哋會員大會嚟緊要處理嘅事情啦。
如果解散，
講咗㗎啦。咁就有冇其他？
即係想問下嗰個實施細則同交資料可能有程序嗰度係咪7名常委都有心理準備，可能會做呢樣嘢。同埋就係關於國安法嗰度，如果被檢控係咪即係會唔會覺得從嗰上面睇係咪勾結落破壞警方勢力咧？
唔好意思，第二個問題係咩？
住啲上面睇，即係如果支聯會係被控過一啲國安法嘅罪名，嗰個係咪即係會憑住一個即係會唔會覺得係憑住勾結或破壞警方勢力？
仲有冇人係可能最尾一 round 啦？
最後一 round
如果大家有啲咩問題？
Would you guys rule out what's going to happen? The same thing will happen in the EGM in the coming future, and also with the possible disbandment of the alliance. Do you think there's still room for Hong Kong people to commemorate June 4th in the future? What's your assessment?
I think I missed your first question. Is it possible to repeat that?
The professionals union to disband the group themselves, they lower the voting threshold.
Right.
Is it possible that the same situation would happen to this group, the alliance, or will you guys rule that out?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
好，跟住就呢位先生。
有冇討論過咧？即係如果支聯會解散之後，仲可以以乜嘢嘅方式去繼續去做有關6四嘅工作啦？ 其實對未來仲有冇維園6、4集會樂觀咧？
我想澄清翻，同埋即係其實25號係得20個會員可以出席，跟住咧75%先可以通過嗰個解散議案，定係其他嚟唔到嘅都可以交名做代表？
明白。
仲有冇傳媒朋友有問題嘅？咁冇，我哋就最後一輪回答㗎啦，好嘛？我同你先。
好，關於係咪7名常委嗰度咧？咁嗱，我哋當然所有嘅常委都係有交流意見嘅，但係我必須要講咧，我哋有2位嘅常委而家獄中啦，阿李卓人同埋何俊仁啦。咁佢哋係無論如何，即係作為一個物理上佢係交唔出嘅，即係所以其實點都唔關事㗎啦，呢條嘢對佢哋。係啦，咁關於佢講法係咪會控我哋控告我哋勾結外國勢力？咁我真係唔知啦，我又唔係國安處，即係佢哋要砌羅致啲咩罪名，咁你問翻佢哋啊，真係。咁咧，關於as to the question about lowering the threshold, we have not considered lowering the threshold. We think we should. We don't think we don't think we have any imperative that we must achieve something like disbandment. So we will just do it according to our established rule and procedure. There's no need to change our threshold at all. And facing possible disbandment and other room to commemorate June 4th. Yes, I would think that the current political climate makes it very difficult to have any open demonstration, including the June 4th video. But I would always hope that people will still come out next year and the year after next. You cannot possibly snipe out all candlelight all over Hong Kong and in the world. I do believe that people will come out, but I also believe that the siege on Victoria Park may continue next year, like this year. So in the near future, it is possible that it's become very difficult to have any large-scale commemoration in Victoria Park, but the commemoration will continue.
我哋會申請喎。
咩啊？
我哋會申請。
係啦，我哋會嗰個
我哋會申請維園嘛。
關於會員嗰個會員大會啲程序問題啊，啱啱係可能講得唔清楚。20個係嗰個 quorum 嚟嘅，即係所以所有會員係最低要求嚟嘅啫。所有會員當然都可以出席啦，就係會員大會。咁我哋都希望係盡量多嘅會員係可以同我哋一齊參與個討論嘅。咁不能夠出席自己出席嘅都可以係有 proxy 咁，就係跟翻章程去做啦呢啲嘢。仲有冇？用咩方式去繼續嗰個6、4嘅運動？咁而家呢一刻我哋當然係未解散嘅。咁我哋一日未解散，我哋一日用支聯會嘅名義去繼續我哋所有嘅活動啦，繼續去申請翻6、4嘅燭光集會啦。咁如果係要傾到係解散嘅，我諗喺嗰個討論入邊都會再去傾，其實我哋有冇其他形式去繼續呢個運動咯？仲有冇留？
冇啦。咁如果係嘅話，
我講嘢。
你想係乜嘢？好啊。
我有一點咧就澄清嘅，都係為我自己澄清嘅啫。我哋個會呢，就叫做香港市民支援愛國民主運動聯合會。咁香港市民咧都好多種㗎，係咪先？咁咧就正等於喺我哋歷年嘅常委會裏邊咧，總係有即係話喺2個問題上咧係有比重唔同㗎。一個呢，就係着重我哋代表住世界性嘅普世價值，譬如民主、自由、人權、法治之類嚇。咁我哋咧就即係為嗰種為呢啲國際性嘅公義呢去鬥爭。去奮鬥。至於任何一個國家嘅利益，我哋都唔理嘅。香港市民有咁噶嘛，所以就選到一啲常委咧，就比較着重呢一點嘅。但係唔係，即係呢個係嘅 minor point，好細嘅一點嚟㗎。但係我咧就視之為我最老係我啊，我嗰代咧係好愛國㗎。咁樣
唔好講個人意見，講會㗎嘛，今日係。
唔係，你剛才講咗句話，我哋唔代表任何國家嘅利益啊嘛，我係代表中國嘅利益嘅，即係呢個只係 emphasis， 即係着重點嘅唔同啊。我自己都着住件愛國愛民香港精神 而呢個口號咧係有其32年有2年係支聯會嘅年度口號嚟㗎。即係第2次咧就引起好多爭議添啦。咁我要講咧就係話要承認有大家都同意嘅，兩樣都同意嘅。不過有人着重呢樣，有人着重嗰樣嘅啫。咁因為你剛才講係唔係咁啊嘛，係嘛？係。冇搞討論㗎。好啦。有時俾意見。I would like to repeat the same thing in English. The Hong Kong Alliance represents all Hong Kong people, and we have younger people and older people. The older generation may have more Chinese identity, and we may have different emphasis on 2 aspects of the work of the Alliance. One is universal values like general justice, democracy, human rights, rule of law, and one thing, what else? Four things. And democracy, all right? The other is to strive hard for the good of our own country. I belong to the older fashion generation, equally important among our members, but there was never any acute conflict on these 2 different emphases. Both of us accommodate each other and work very closely together on the same activities. All right? This is just one point, perhaps a minor one. I want to clarify for myself and whoever I may represent.
我真係想講一段嘅，係喺嚟緊嘅9月25號咧，亦都係魯迅先生140週年誕辰。咁魯迅先生曾經講過係希望係救下市。咁我係個人感覺喺最近呢一個習近平先生嗰個嘅習近平嗰個課本入呢一個嘅教科書咧係好遺憾嘅。咁希望大家喺呢方面係繼續關注，同埋係9月25號呢一日係一個我覺得係一個可能考慮嘅日子，大家會繼續係用呢一個嘅文人情懷去繼續關注中國。
好，咁我哋個記者招待會就去到呢度為止，咁就多謝各位傳媒朋友出席啊，咁啊多謝大家。
仲要影相？
又冇又
坐喺度，企喺度。
又左中右。坐喺度啦，我諗簡單嘅。坐喺度啊，坐喺度。係啊。係啊 ，OK 好，唔該晒你，唔該晒你。入房先啦。入房先，入房先。OK。我哋去入房啦，入房啦，呢個就得㗎啦。好，唔該晒，唔該晒。